Excellent. So up on our feet for the warm up, ready to go. Good job. Just finding our base to start with. Finding neutral. So feet to hip distance. Raise the toes, raise the heels, spread out the weight, place the weight down through the feet, nice and grounded, nice base to start from. And then lengthen up from the toes all the way through the body, pull and lengthen up through the top of the neck, through the top of the head, to lengthen up the spine. Take the shoulders and roll them back and down, and shake the arms out to keep them there nice and relaxed and down. One hand on the tummy, one hand on the lower back, knees nice and soft, and then tilt the pelvis under and back, nice and slowly. So we're just going to wake up the pelvis, the hips, the lower back, and we're going to try and focus on just the pelvis. Tipping gently backwards and forwards, tucking that tailbone under and then peeling it up and away. So we're trying to keep the upper body nice and still, the legs nice and still. Just keep a bend in the knee to help you with that stability, and try and just work that pelvis to mobilize the lower spine, wake everything up. And then we're going to slow it down a little bit at a time until finally we end up with the top of the pelvis horizontal, tailbone tucked in a little way, and the lower spine back into neutral. Coming up, let's draw in those abdominals. So gently pull the belly button in towards the spine. As you do so, try to remember not to switch the glutes on. Try and relax, not to clench the buttocks at the same time. So just drawing that belly button in, but pull that belt tight. Pull it all the way to notch number 10. Squeeze and hold as tight as you can, but try and work just the abs and not too much of the glutes. Hold it there. And relax and release. And again, notch number 5 this time, a little bit easier. Hold. And relax. And finally, notch number 3 on belt. A gentle squeeze and hold. Let's bring the pelvic floor in as well. Squeeze and lift those pelvic floor muscles. Bring them all the way up to level 10, like an elevator. Squeeze and hold, and then release and relax. And again, gentle squeeze and hold, bring it up to level 5 this time. And relax. And again, level 3, a gentle squeeze and hold. And it's that combination that gives us that core engagement. Hold it there. Moving up, we're going to remind ourselves of our Pilates breathing as we gently bring the fingertips and just gently interlace them round the ribs with the thumbs coming round the back and the fingertips to the front. We're just going to remind ourselves that all of our breathing can happen up here above those abdominals, so we don't have to breathe in and out with our tummies, which is a habit that we often form. So we want lateral breathing. We want to open up the lungs to the side. So it's a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Squeeze those ribs together and push the air upwards out of the lungs. And again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Relax the arms down now, and again, another breath in without the shoulders up. Breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good job, well done. Bringing the hands to the prayer, ready to warm up. From here, we're going to circle the hands from the prayer all the way around. So we're going to take the hands up the center of the body as we breathe in and exhale and circle round and bring them back to the center. Good job. Nice and slow, nice and relaxed. Let those shoulders find their way as we circle round. One more here, all the way round. Back to the prayer. And this time we're going to bring it halfway. The hands are going to come up and then they're going to extend and open up to the sides. Now I want you to use the palms to push out to the walls on either side of you. Push and open up. Make all those rooms a little bit bigger. Push, hold, and relax. Bringing the hands into the shoulders and relaxing the shoulders down. Elbows stay pointing out, and we're going to move into shoulder circles, nice and slowly. So we're starting just with the joints at the shoulder, and then we're going to make the circles a little bit bigger each time. Bring those elbows up and round to bring in a little bit more of the muscle groups. Work those arms as well. Open up through the chest and then across the shoulder blades. Last one here, bring it round back to that same start position, and we're going to take it in the opposite direction. Shoulders first. And then moving into the circling of the elbows as well. Just gently growing those circles. Gently, slowly. Enjoy those stretches. Make sure that they're working together and you haven't got one side leading before the other. Last one here. Extend and lengthen. Well done. Bring the hands back to the prayer and extend up and round. And again, one more. This time the hands are going to stay down by the sides of the body here, onto the thighs. Now we're going into our side bend. Bring one hand up, reach up to the ceiling, and then a nice tight side bend over. Good job. Extend and reach up above you, lengthen the neck as well. Then draw the hand down, ready to go with the other side. Stretch, reach. When you're up nice and extended, then move over into that side bend. Extend and lengthen, and lower. One more on each side. Stretch and reach, and then side bend. So always make sure the side bend comes straight over the body. Don't twist and come forward of the body. Keep it nice and tight directly above the hips. And again, last one here. Stretch and reach first, and then side bend. And extend and return. Good job. Bringing the hands up to prayer, and this time we're going the opposite way. So the hands are coming down, round, and then down the center of the body. And again, down, round to the center. From here, make sure the shoulders come down with you. We're going to glue the thumbs to the chest and the first fingers to the chin as the elbows gently go out to the side. So we're in the start position for our spine twist. The most important thing to remember here is that the hips do not twist at all. They're at anchor, they stay put, and just the torso is going to do the twist action. So take a breath in, engage the core, exhale and gently spine twist to the side, keeping those hips forward. Inhale when you get here, then exhale back to center. Make sure those shoulders are relaxed and down and can move freely. Breath in, exhale to twist. Inhale, exhale back to center. Inhale, exhale to twist. Inhale, exhale back to center. One more here. Inhale, exhale to twist. Working those lovely rotational muscles. Inhale, exhale back to center, and warming up those oblique muscles down the side as well. Good job. From here, we're going to release the hands from the prayer, and we're ready to warm up the legs as well. Okay. So we're coming down to the legs. We're going to step forward with one foot and leave the other foot behind. Both feet are facing forward, pushing those hips forward to get that lovely stretch away from that heel that we're keeping glued on the floor, pulling all the way up that back leg. Bend through that front knee and hold, and see if you can develop this stretch a little bit. So just hold it there and see if you can't come a little bit further forward as the stretch develops. And then release. Switch feet for me. 1 foot back, 1 foot forward. Bend through that front knee. Keeping that torso nice and tall and upright. Don't bend forward with it. Keep it up. Keep those eyes looking forward, straight ahead of you, rather than at the floor. And again, allow it to develop and gently stretch through. Good job, and then release. Well done. Then we're going to move into our hip opener. Okay? So if you need to, if you find that your balance is not your greatest friend and you need a little bit of support, you might want to be near to the radiator or some furniture to pop a fingertip on to help you with the balance side of this exercise. So from here, we're going to engage the core and the pelvic floor, and we're going into hip openers. So gently transfer the weight to one side, open up the hip, draw it back in, and lower back down to hip distance. Soften the knees in between. Make sure you've got that balance first. Engage, lift, open up the hip, draw it back to center, bring it down. Keep going there. Now, it doesn't have to be such a big lift. It can be a smaller lift. Again, if you're a little bit worried, bring it down, keep it low. And lower. Last one here. Open up through that hip. So again, those hips are staying face forward. Bend through and lower. Good job. So we're just going to wake up now the joints of the ankles, the knees, and we're going to do that with these lovely twists. So again, we're transferring weight to one side, stepping slightly forward with the foot. Now again, you might find you want to keep that toe on the ground for a little bit of security and just gently rotate around that ankle joint. If you're happy and confident working with that balance, it's always a good idea to try and work with the balance. Try testing the brain, testing the body, and circling the other way. Because those neurons sending the messages to keep that balance are also working all those muscles to support the body in that balance move. So really, really important work for the mind and the body. Now we're going to add that knee circle. So circling round the knee. Again, it can be done from the floor. This time the knee itself circles round. Okay, so either way, circling both directions, either from the floor or raised to that right angled knee. And lower, soften in between, transfer to the other side. Find that balance point first. Gentle soft bend in the knee, engage the core. Draw up if you want to. Start with just the ankle. Make sure you work both directions. Then move to the knee. Circling that shin gently in both directions. And finish and replace it down there. Bend through those knees and we're ready to go. So we're ready to come to the end of our mat. We're going to roll down and then we're moving into our push-up. And again, with the push-up, I will give you a couple of options. But let's focus on that roll down. Most importantly, to set us up and really wake the spine up, working on the mobility and flexibility of the spine and strengthening core muscles. Shoulders back and down, neck lengthened up and away. Breath in, engage the core, engage the pelvic floor. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest, roll those shoulders forward. Take your time to roll down, opening up one vertebrae at a time. Always keep a gentle, soft bend in the knee and bring it down just as far as you are comfortable. Allow those hands to just relax down. Try and release the neck and let the head hang also, because we want to use the weight of the head to really stretch and extend through the neck. Then when you're ready, breath in, engage pelvic floor,
core engaged, restacking one vertebrae at a time, keeping those fingers absolutely parallel so that the shoulders come up level, shoulders back and down, neck lengthened up and away. And again, breath in, engage, chin to the chest, rolling forward. Lengthen and extend. And lower. Hold it there for a moment. Then we're going to come down onto all fours and we're going to move into our options for our push-up. Some upper body work here, some strengthening in the upper body. So your first option is to work in a push-up in a box position here. Back nice and flat, wrists directly underneath the shoulders. Elbows go out to the side, nice and slow. We keep that flat back, keep that neck lengthened and return. Your next option to challenge yourself a bit more, if you prefer, is to bring the hands forward. Then bring the weight forward again over those wrists, so the shoulders are over the wrists, before you bring the weight down and back up. So choose what you want to do, but there's just 2 push-ups, and then we're moving back up to the roll-up. So coming back up, making sure the feet are at hip distance. Roll up, lengthen down, relax into it, and then restack that spine. Shoulders back and down, neck up and away. And again, when you are ready, chin to chest, arms lengthened and relaxed. Stretch through, then when you're ready, coming down for that push-up. So choose which level works for you. Either way, make sure the back is supported, the core is engaged, the back stays flat throughout, the neck stays lengthened, and just doing as many as you can in this position. So 2 and up, and then we're done here. So from here, we're going to move down and onto our backs, ready to start our supine swimming. So we're coming onto our backs to swim this turn. Good job. So coming down onto the mat, relaxing the shoulders underneath us, extending the arms nice and long either side on the mat to start with. Making sure the feet and the knees are at hip distance. If you're ever not sure, bring the feet together, turn the toes out, turn the heels out to match. Okay, neutral spine. You knew I was going to say it. So gently curve and tilt the pelvis, just gently rolling up and down, and then finding that halfway point for that neutral spine, halfway between flat on the floor and fully arched. Just a gentle curve in the spine. Breath in, engage the tummy and the pelvic floor to hold that neutral spine, particularly as we're going to move into the double leg lift here, if you can. If you can't, leave it as a single leg lift. But if you can, bring it up to that double leg lift. So right angled knee, shins parallel with the ceiling. Really working hard to keep that neutral spine. Don't let it arch up and away. Okay. Then gently bring the arms up, and those fingers are pointing up towards the ceiling. Okay. So this is our start position if you can work with the double leg lift. If not, the single leg is absolutely fine and you start here. Okay. So either single or double leg lift. We're going to start with the hands. Okay. So just the arms are extending just behind us, about 45 degrees to start with, and then drawing back up above us. And again, keeping that neutral spine, everything stays still while the one hand drifts back and up again. Same on the other side. Gently extend and return, and the other side, extend and return. Now you might find that this is plenty enough of an exercise for you. You can feel that lower abdominal work, that lower back work to support you while those legs just stay still, supported. If you do want to push it a little bit further, hold the hands still as we move the legs. It's a right angle bend knee, so we keep that tennis ball wedged behind the knee, and one at a time we gently lower just a little way and then draw back up, but keeping the bend in the knee. The same on the other side, squeeze, lower, and return. Again, don't do it if it's too much. If there is too much pressure on a lower back injury, then work with one leg. Gently lower, keeping that right angle, and bring it up. And again, lower and return. Obviously, if you're working with the one leg version, then bring it down and switch it to the other leg. Good job. We're not going to take it too much further this term tonight, but during the term we're going to move that on, so that what we're going to move into is that alternate leg and arm drop. But we're not there just yet, just to let you know where we're going with this exercise. Okay, good job. When you're ready, breath in, engage, lower one foot first, back down to the floor, then the second leg. Then when you're ready, both of the arms come down nice and controlled, down to the floor, and relax. Relax out by bringing the knees into the chest and giving them a good hug. Well done. Really, really good exercise, working on that core stability. You can feel that lower ab work, and you can feel that lumbar spine support work going on. Well done. Stay where you are on your back as we're moving into our one leg circle, and we're going to move into mobility exercise. Okay, naturally a bit of support going on as well. We're moving into our one leg circle. So again, same start position here, but very different exercise. So we're going to bring one leg up to right angled knee. So for one leg circle to start with, this is our start position. We imagine that there's pencil pointing directly up from the knee, and we're gently going to circle in this direction and then the other direction. And we're only making about dinner-sized circles here. Now this term, if you are able to, then we're going to work with the extended and lengthened leg. So we're going to bring the leg straight up, okay, because we want to get a bit more movement in here. Now to start with, keep that other leg supporting there. That's your anchor. Don't let it move, don't let it drift out to the side, keep it where it is. So from here, if you can, with the straight leg, same principle applies. This time you've got a pencil between your toes pointing up towards the ceiling. And we're going to do the same action, this time with the whole leg lengthened, a nice small circle on the ceiling. Nice and small, nice and controlled. Keeping that lower spine in neutral, gently circling, and we're circling directly above the hip here. The knee joint is closed, but it doesn't need to be locked out tight, okay? The leg is extended full length, but it doesn't need to be locked so it's not going anywhere, okay? There can be a gentle soft bend in that knee to help. And really keep an eye on this supporting leg. It will want to drift out to the side as your leg comes across. Try and keep it still. And circle in the opposite direction. Lengthen and circle. Really good exercise for that hip flexor, but also with that lengthened leg, we're really moving into that lower core work as well. Make sure you've done both directions, and then bend the knee and bring the foot back down. Good job. Make sure you're reset and the feet and the knees are back opposite each other before you go to the other side. And again, breath in, engage the core and the pelvic floor, and then lift and extend and lengthen if you wish to. If you want to keep that right angle knee, then you can. And circle.
So this is about precision and accuracy and control of that big, big, long leg. Okay, we need a lot of muscles activated to be able to support such a long limb moving away from the body and across. Good job. And again, we're going to build this exercise over the term so that we can extend that circle even further, even wider, and really, really help with that hip flexor mobility. Taking it in the opposite direction now. Really lengthening through those toes. And circling. Last few here, and this is also going to help us with our next exercise as we move into it. So right angle knee when you're ready, and then lowering back down. Good job. Just move into a full body stretch, just to release all that workout. Stretch and relax here. Well done. Just catch your breath for a moment, let those muscles relax and release out, because we're going to use some of the same muscles again, and we're going to add some extra muscle groups, because this time we're going to work with double legs, okay? And the motion is slightly different, okay? So we're moving into the corkscrew. Sounds a little bit more intimidating than it should do. Okay, so this just allows us to work the legs as one unit. So we're going to bring the feet and the knees together. They're going to touch, say hello to each other. They don't get to come together very often in the class. So this time they do. And what we're going to do is relax through the shoulders, relax the upper body, because we want to gently curl through. So breathe, breath in, engage. And this time we're going to gently lift the bottom off the floor as we lift the feet. And we're going to tuck the hands underneath the tailbone there. Okay, so I'm going to release them so you can see again. Breath in, engage, draw up the bottom, tuck the hands underneath the tailbone there. That's going to give you a little bit of support and encouragement while we start out with this exercise, okay? Because this one's a new one. Now from here, with the feet glued together, the knees glued together, the knees are starting bent. And what we're going to do here is, from that lovely right angle position, we're going to take them slightly to one side, draw them up to the side, across to the center of the body, over to the other side, and then away a little bit, and then back to the center. So again, we're drawing circles. This time imagine that you've got that pencil back on those kneecaps, and we're drawing a circle on the ceiling above us with both of the knees drawn together. Drawing round, back up to center, and again out to one side a little. Extend the legs to keep that right angle as you come away from the body, and then allow those knees to come back in as you come back over the hips. Okay, so this time we're allowing the knees to go out to that right angle, and then we're allowing them to come in to the body more, closer to the chest. Now take it in the opposite direction, gently and slowly. Round and up. And again, round and up. So just getting the body used to this movement, using those lower abs to control the double legs here. Really, really good strengthening of the lower spine. This time we're going to come up and round to the center in one direction, and then we're going to lower back the other way. Back round, up to the center, and then don't keep going in the circle. Then take it away and away, back, round. So this time we don't complete the circle. So take it back, down, round the clock, bring it back to 12 o'clock, and then take it back, round the clock, anti-clockwise this time, and then back to center. This is going to get us ready for that corkscrew motion later on. But I know it's plenty enough work all by itself, and make that one your last one. Make sure you come back to center, back to right angles. Gently lift the bottom to release the hands,
back to right angles, and then lower one foot at a time, and then the other, as we gently move out of that exercise. Well done, well done. Now we're going to move into the bridge, so we're going to release some of that work, just gently stepping up one knee and then the other, just to release that leg work before we move into the bridge. Okay, so this time the feet are back where they usually are, with a gap between them. So hip distance away from each other, that nice gentle gap. Make sure those shoulders are still relaxed nicely down at the back, underneath you, tucked underneath you. Arms are nice and lengthened by the side of the body. Now we're going to work our way up the spine, working on that flexibility. So breath in, engage, start with just the pelvis tilt, pelvic tilt up and down. Let's do a couple here, pelvic tilt up and down. And then when you're ready, tilt that pelvis and then push those hips up, up, up towards the ceiling, nice and tall, nice and straight. Keep that spirit level across the hips, keep them level at all times. And hold it there, nice and still, nice and secure. If there's a little bit wobble, don't worry, that's the muscles building strength up as they learn to hold that position. Then we think about mobility of the spine as we bring it down. Breath in, engage, and imagine that the spine is a pearl necklace and it's coming back down to its box, and each of the velvet cushions has their own pockets within the cushion for each vertebrae to come back down to. And again, as soon as you're ready, breath in, engage, curl up, release those curls from the box, up, 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 pushing those hips up nice and tall. Now, when you're up here, you can carry on flowing up and down. If you wanted a bit more challenge in your bridge, then we're going to work on the double heel lift. Now, this is really important to keep those hips level and still, and we want to gently breath in, engage, and release both of the heels together up off of the mat, hold, and then gently lower them back down. We're going to do that twice. Breath in, engage, lift, lengthen through, make that ski slope even taller, and then lower it back down. Then we're bringing the spine back down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time. Really building the strength in between those vertebrae and the release and curl up. Pushing up, 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 up to the ceiling. Double heel lift if you want to. Nice and slow, nice and steady. So the toes are staying spread nice and wide on the mat. Just the heels gently lifting up and away. Gently rolling back down, all the way down to the mat. Good job. Make that your last one, and gently draw the knees this time into the chest and give them a good hug. Well done. So we spent enough time down here on the mat. And now we're going to move on to our sides to move into our side bend work. So we're going to work on these lovely oblique muscles at the side of the body as well as through the core. Now to do this, we're going to move into our side bend. So we're sitting up nice and tall and we're resting ideally on the elbow with the forehand nice and long, fingers aren't spread on the mat, directly with the elbow directly underneath the shoulder. The spine is in a nice straight line with the feet, and then the knees are bending forward of us. Now think about the muscles that we're going to work. We can't start all slouched here. Strengthen, lengthen throughout. So lift the spine, lift the waist away from the mat, and lengthen the spine through. Let those first little fingertips just rest on the mat just as a starting point, but they're going to come up with us so we don't have to worry. But make sure the shoulder stays back and it's in a nice straight line, and make sure those hips are stacked. Glue those knees together, glue those feet together. We don't want them to move during the exercise. When you're ready, breath in, engage, Exhale, we're going to lift the hips away from the mat. Imagine there's a piece of string pulling from the waistband and the top arm is coming up and over. Stretch up above you to help keep those hips up, and then gently lowering the hips back down. Good job. Don't let that waist relax down here. We're going to keep it up and engage throughout. Try not to let the knees slip on top of each other. Reset them if you need to. And again, breath in, engage, squeeze and lift those hips. Imagine a piece of string pulling up. Bring the hands up and over as if they're just touching the top of a rainbow, over the body and back down. We're not going to do too many here. Breath in, engage, lift up with those lovely waist muscles, fingertips up, over and down. Good job. And we're going to take the weight off now. So we're going to sit up and shake it out. I know a lot of the weight comes through that forearm, through those shoulders. Shake it out, roll it out, take the head from side to side. But it is really, really important that we include some weight-bearing exercises on the bones of the body that don't always weight bear. Helps to build strength right the way through the bones, right the way through life. Very important to do that. So we're going to side bend onto the other side now. So just gently rolling onto your back on the other side, or bringing it to the other end of the mat if it suits you. So making sure you've got that alignment first. It's very difficult to move up in this exercise if you haven't got yourself set up right. So elbow directly underneath the shoulder, waist lifted, back nice and straight, neck in a straight line. Knees are stacked, feet are stacked, hips are stacked. Fingertips just on the mat to start with, but they're coming almost straight away with us. Breath in, engage, lifting those hips directly up. So don't let them roll forward here. They're coming up and the top arm is coming over, extending, coming down, and then lowering the hips when you are ready. And again, breath in, engage. Let those fingertips lift up over the rainbow. And lower and return. Good job. Breath in, engage. Think about that waist lifting, squeezing, working. And lower. We're going to go one more here if you can. Breath in, engage, lift from that waistband. Pushing the hips directly up towards the ceiling. Don't let them roll forwards. And lower, and we're done. So bring it up and shake it out. Neck side to side, shoulders back and down. Get that blood flowing back through. But very, very good exercise, very important. And again, that side bend builds and builds in a really, really lovely way to build up that strength right the way through the core, and particularly these obliques down the side of the body. Well done. Coming down onto our tummy next, and then we're going to work on our rear deltoid squeeze. So this is where we're going to move onto spinal strengthening, and particularly working through the upper spine, through the torso, and then down to the lower spine. Lovely, lovely exercise, this one. So coming onto the tummy, arms are down beside you, lengthened with the palms facing up towards the ceiling. Feet and legs are at hip distance, relaxed, chilled out here. Nose is down on the mat. When you're ready, take a breath in, engage. Draw that belly button up off of the mat, engage that pelvic floor. As you exhale, lift the head, keeping the neck straight and the eyes looking down on the mat. Lift the chest just a tiny bit as we turn those hands towards each other to face. They're squeezing towards each other, and then they're lowering down, and the eyes stay looking down on the mat. And again, breath in, engage. Draw that belly button off of the spine to support the lower back. Lift and squeeze.
So we make ourselves into a dart position, and then we slowly lower. Don't just relax it down, control it all the way back down to the mat. And again, breath in, engage, draw up, squeeze, palms towards each other, shoulders relaxed and down, and then gently lowering back down. And if you can, one more here, breath in, engage, draw that tummy up to support the lower back. Feel that lovely arm work, opening up through the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then control as we lower back down. And finally, relax and release, bringing the hands round. Make a little pillow for the head and relax the head to one side. Well done. Gently turn the toes in towards each other to relax the leg muscles as well. Good effort. Well done. Gently turn the head to the other side to relax and release the neck. So we're going to make one more nice big effort down here on our tummies before we move up to seated. This time we're going to work on our leg pull prone, one of the most important exercises for building strength right the way throughout the body and for dealing with any imbalance in the body. If you've got much stronger muscles on one side than the other, then this really helps to compensate for that. Okay. So from here, we're going to work on the elbows, leg pull prone. Legs are extended and lengthened nice and long. Make sure that those toes are on the mat or something that they can get a good grip into before you start the exercise. Okay, so to start with, eyes are looking down on the mat, neck is nice and lengthened. Breath in, engage, and your level one is to imagine that there's a sling around your waist that is lifting the waist up. Once we're up here in this nice flat back position, you want to push the hips to the wall behind you and the top of the head to the wall on the other side to lengthen through the spine. That's going to help you hold this position. Breathe through. Deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Hold it there if you can, and then gently lowering it down. That's your level one exercise. Still pretty big effort. If you want to, you can take it up to level two. Breath in, engage, tuck the toes under on the mat. Bring the hips up off of the mat, and then when you're ready, push through those heels to lengthen and make that body nice and long, nice and straight. Breathe through. Imagine there's a little bed of nails under the tummy. Try and keep it drawn up to keep that back nice and flat and lengthened. Again, push the heels away in one direction, top of head the other way. The lengthened body makes it easier to hold the exercise. And then bring the knees down, release the toes, bring the hips down. We are going to go one more time if you want to. If you've had enough, just leave it there. So choose the level that works for you. Both of them are good. Breath in, engage. Tuck the toes if you want to. Bring it up to hips first and then push and lengthen through to hold that next level. And breathe. And lower, bring the knees down, bring the toes down and relax. We're going to bring it back into child's pose to stretch it all out. Toes together, knees nice and wide, sitting back and down and then folding down and forward to relax into the child's pose. Well done. Big effort, but that leg pull prone is a really good exercise to build up and up and up. Really persevere with that one. Amazing results. Really good strengthening right the way throughout the whole body.
front and back of the body are working to support. Good job. Bringing it up to seated for our last exercise. We're going to work on our seated scissors. Now, we've done a lot of work tonight, so you can take this one a little bit easier if you want to. First of all, seated position, make sure you're sitting on your sitting bones, okay? So sit onto the sitting bones, and then we're going to bring the hands diagonally behind us. We're going to walk them back, and we're going to lengthen the spine with the eyes looking forward. Then we're going to gently walk the feet back towards us until we find that balance point. When we have found that balance point, then we can lift the feet up to right angle knee, but at an angle from the hips here. So we've got a nice bend in the knee. Draw the tummy muscles in to support the legs to hold them here. Now again, you might find this hold is plenty enough exercise. As always, with this one, you can also work one leg at a time, okay? So this is your level 1 option, right angle bend in the knee, the other foot on the floor, and we're gently scissoring down and up, keeping that right angle bend in the knee, down towards the mat, back into the body, okay? Don't ever touch the mat, only just hovering above. Your level 2 is the double leg, and again we work one at a time, independently to start with. And drawn up, and then the other side comes down and up. It's only a small motion. There's not so much room to move down and away. But very good work for the lower abs here. Try and relax through the neck and shoulders. The weight should be going through the bottom down to the mat and not through these hands at the back here. So you should be in a nice balanced position that ultimately you can do the same thing with the hands taken away. But not this week. Lower and raise. One more on each side. Good job. Squeeze. Draw in and lower. Lengthen those legs forward. Fold forward and relax down. Well done. Well done. Good job. And relax there, fold it forward between the legs. Well done. We're going to stretch it all out now, coming down onto the floor and onto our side. Now we're going to start with our chest opener exercise. To do this, we want to make sure that the spine is in a nice straight line with the feet and the knees are bending forward, and this shoulder underneath you. Tuck it down underneath you, but extend that arm nice and long. Relax the head down on the mat, have a little break, relax the neck. If you find you want a towel rolled up under your head or a block, then you can do. Just make sure it's long enough that the head can roll over it, because we want the head to still be able to move backwards and forwards, but it's fine to have it on a towel or a block here. Breath in, engage, exhale. Bring that top hand up, stretch and reach it up above you. Allow the head to roll as the eyes follow that top hand. Make sure those knees, however, stay glued on top of each other. Don't let the knees lift from the mat and don't let them lift from each other. Breath in when you're as far back as you're comfortable. Exhale, draw back over. Stretch and lengthen as you come directly above the shoulder and really control that lowering on the other side. And again, breath in, engage, exhale, lengthen and lift, stretch and reach. and relax and open. Allow those shoulders to relax. Open up the chest. Then breath in, exhale, draw it back over, reach to the sky and relax down here. Control it all the way back down to the end. Well done. From here, we're gently rolling onto our back. We're going to bring both of the knees into the chest and give them a good hug. Squeeze in to relax those lower abs and stretch and release the lower back. Then when you're ready, take hold of just one knee and either bring the other foot down and lengthen it a little way away as far as you are comfortable, or if you are more able to, then you can lengthen and straighten on the mat, just above the mat, to lengthen to that full leg stretch. But it isn't for everybody, so just do what works for you. Make sure you've got enough strength to then draw that leg back in, nice and supported. Give it a good squeeze and take the other one away. Lengthen and stretch. And return. Good job, knees to the chest. Coming on to the other side, we're going to do the chest opener straight away on the other side. Again, tucking that shoulder underneath you, making sure the feet are in line with the spine. Gluing those knees together. Relax the head. Breath in. Engage. Exhale. And lift and lengthen that top arm. And let the eyes and the head follow. But don't let those knees lift. Take it as far as you are comfortable. Breath in, engage, exhale, and return. Lengthen and lower. And again, breath in, engage, exhale, and twist. Relax. Breath in. Exhale, lengthen, control all the way back down and relax here. Good job. Gently rolling onto your back when you're ready. We're just going to release the lower back now. We've opened up the chest. We're going to allow the lower back to do the same releasing mechanism. And to do that, we're going to bring the feet and the knees together so they're touching and squeezing each other. And we're going to bring the hands to 45 degrees, so not next to the mat or directly out, halfway to the side here, just to support the lower back. Breath in, engage, keeping the feet glued together so that one of the feet lifts gently away from the mat. We lower the knees together to one side, just as far as you are comfortable. Breath in, engage, draw back to center. Inhale, exhale, dropping the knees gently in control to the other side. Breath in, engage, gently back to center. One more on each side. And back to center. Moving from here to extending the legs nice and long. Draw the hands into the body and then stretch and reach out into that full body stretch. Stretch and reach the fingertips and toes as far from each other as you can get them. And relax. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and as you exhale out through the mouth, gently draw the arms back over the body. As you place them down, turn the palms to face up to the ceiling and make sure the shoulders are relaxed and down. Let the feet gently turn out slightly as we make our way into a nice, comfortable position. If being on your back is not comfortable for you, then gently make your way to your side. From here, just take a moment to close your eyes. Allow all that muscle work to relax and melt down into the mat. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just take a minute to totally relax. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And when you're ready, gently make your way onto your side. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Slowly make your way onto all fours. Making sure that the knees and the feet are at hip distance before you tuck the toes under. Walk the hands back and slowly roll back up the way we came down. Letting the shoulders roll back and down, lengthening the neck up and away. Arm circles to finish. Deep breath in to come up through the center and out to circle. In to come up, stretch and reach onto your toes if you want to. And circle. Last one here, coming up through the center, stretch and reach and bring the hands round to the prayer. And give yourselves a big clap. Well done, everybody. Good job.